Kambani nungu walilotu. Namkanda.
Haven't came down because we lost our family, we lost our house.
To stop the pollution that is going into the sea.
We all know that climate change is real.
I took part in ePOP project because I've always had a keen interest in climate change reporting. I have been writing climate change stories since I started first year of school, and yeah, ever since then I've been just following up stories after stories after stories of climate change. And I thought, and when ePOP came around, I thought it was actually a good opportunity for me to put my skills to use and kind of like address this issue in a much more bigger platform. My village is one of the villages that is affected by climate change, the rise in sea level, and most of my family that have to be relocated way back in the islands, close to Tonga Ono. So ever since then I've been trying to spread the word of climate change and how it's affecting a lot of local communities in the Pacific and in Fiji. As part of the ePOP project, we went around Fiji, local communities, and we go to the grassroots level and we sit down with a lot of community members and we just share stories. We ask them to share the stories with us because when we sit down and ask them to share their stories, they don't feel intimidated. They feel like they can open up and just be honest and be real.
Climate change isn't known in Europe, and so their goal was to spread awareness of climate change in Europe. And so the videos that we did were based on climate change. And so that was their whole idea, was that they would take our videos because I think it was because it was from a student. It would mean, especially a student in the Pacific, it would be a lot more heartfelt, and so people would understand it more from a Pacific point of view. So that was how they wanted to do it. I feel like a lot of the media coverage that we do based on climate change, it doesn't reach as far as their areas because a lot of the vendors are based in rural areas. And so I feel like a lot of the media coverage on it and the proper research on it doesn't reach that grassroots level, you know? And so I think if people kind of took climate change to the more grassroots level, it would give them a totally different perspective. So I was just super surprised to find out. I mean, in the end, climate change is going to affect us the most because as we grow, like, climate change potentially is going to get worse and worse and worse. And in the end, that's affecting our future. And so I think it's so important that as young people, we're aware of that and we make an attempt to lessen the damage that we're going to face in the future, because it's already been scientifically proven that by the time we have kids, they're not going to see the same things that we see. And so as young people, it's basically our duty to understand that that's potentially our future. So what we can do now is so essential.